In the scorching deserts of ancient Egypt, the legacy of Abydos stands as a testament to human ingenuity and the enduring power of history. The city's majestic temples and tombs hold secrets of a bygone era, whispering tales of pharaohs and gods to those who dare to listen. In the pre-dawn of Egyptian history, around 5500 BCE, the Nile River began to shape the destiny of a region that would eventually give birth to one of the most fascinating civilizations in human history. The annual flooding of the Nile brought nutrient-rich silt, transforming the desert landscape into a fertile crescent where the earliest settlers could cultivate crops and raise livestock. This natural phenomenon created an environment conducive to the development of settled agriculture, which in turn allowed for the emergence of more complex societies. The early inhabitants of this region, likely nomadic tribes, began to establish permanent settlements along the Nile's banks. The archaeological record reveals that these early settlers were skilled farmers, cultivating emmer wheat and barley, as well as herders raising cattle, goats, and sheep. The Neolithic period, which spanned from approximately 5500 to 3800 BCE, saw the introduction of new technologies such as pottery and weaving, which further facilitated the growth of these early communities. The discovery of ceramic vessels at sites like Abydos and nearby Nakata suggests a high degree of craftsmanship and artistic expression, even in these formative stages of Egyptian civilization. As we explore the early history of Abydos, we encounter the enigmatic figure of King Narmer, who is believed to have ruled around 3100 BCE. This monarch, often credited with the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt, left behind a legacy that would be felt for centuries to come. The Narmer Palette, a ceremonial slate plaque discovered in 1898, provides a unique glimpse into the symbolic language and artistic expression of ancient Egypt's earliest rulers. The palette's intricate carvings depict King Narmer wearing the double crown, a symbol of his dominion over both Upper and Lower Egypt. This powerful iconography suggests that Abydos, even at this early stage, was an important center of royal power and ceremonial activity. The presence of such elaborate funerary objects also implies a growing complexity in the social hierarchy, with emerging elites seeking to assert their status through grandiose displays of wealth and authority. As the Egyptian state began to take shape, Abydos became a crucial location for the development of funerary practices, which would eventually give rise to the elaborate tomb complexes and majestic temples that characterize ancient Egypt's architectural landscape. The earliest tombs at Abydos, such as those found in the el-Ka'ab necropolis, contain the remains of Egypt's first rulers, including King Narmer and his successors. These primitive yet impressive burial sites already demonstrate a nascent concern with the afterlife, as well as a desire to ensure the deceased ruler's continued influence in the spiritual realm. The presence of funerary goods, such as ceramics, jewelry, and other personal items, suggests that the Egyptians believed in providing their rulers with the necessary provisions for a comfortable existence in the afterlife. As we delve deeper into the funerary practices of ancient Egypt, the tombs at Abydos reveal a fascinating evolution in the treatment of the deceased. The el-Ka'ab necropolis, with its impressive array of royal burials, showcases the growing sophistication of Egyptian funerary architecture. The tomb of King Jet, who ruled around 2900 BCE, is a notable example of this development. His burial site features a large rectangular grave pit, surrounded by several smaller tombs likely belonging to his family members or high-ranking officials. The funerary assemblage found in King Jet's tomb is remarkable for its richness and diversity. The discovery of intricately carved ivory objects, such as combs and figurines, demonstrates the advanced craftsmanship of ancient Egyptian artisans. Additionally, the presence of imported goods, like lapis lazuli beads from Mesopotamia, highlights the extensive trade networks that existed during this period. These exotic materials not only underscore the wealth and status of Egypt's rulers, but also testify to the complexity of their cultural exchanges. The first dynasty of ancient Egypt, which spanned from approximately 3100 to 2613 BCE, was marked by significant advancements in funerary practices. The construction of more elaborate tombs, often featuring mud brick superstructures and elaborate burial chambers, reflects a growing concern with the afterlife. The tomb of King Den, who ruled around 2950 BCE, is a prime example of this trend. His burial site features a unique stepped structure, which may have been intended to symbolize the pharaoh's ascent to the heavens. The nearby Osiris Temple, dedicated to the god of the afterlife, would eventually become a major center of worship and pilgrimage. The mythological significance of Osiris, who was said to have been buried at Abydos, further solidified the city's importance in the ancient Egyptian imagination. The archaeological record suggests that, during the Second Dynasty, 2890 to 2686 BCE, Abydos continued to flourish as a center of royal power and ceremonial activity. The tomb of King Khafre, who ruled around 2613 to 2589 BCE, features an impressive stone-built enclosure, which may have served as a prototype for later funerary monuments. The presence of intricate stone carvings, including depictions of the king's military campaigns, underscores the growing sophistication of ancient Egyptian art and architecture. As the Second Dynasty gave way to the Third, 2686 to 2613 BCE, Abydos continued to play a significant role in the development of ancient Egyptian funerary practices. The reign of King Djoser, who ruled from approximately 2650 to 2575 BCE, marked a major turning point in the evolution of Egyptian architecture. His vizier, Imhotep, designed and built the Step Pyramid at Saqqara, a revolutionary monument that would influence the development of pyramids for centuries to come. Although Abydos was not the site of this particular pyramid, the city's funerary traditions continued to flourish with the construction of increasingly elaborate tombs and temples. One notable example from this period is the tomb of King Sennacht, who ruled around 2650 BCE. His burial site at Abydos features a large stone-built mastaba adorned with intricate carvings and hieroglyphics. The tomb's architectural style, which includes a distinctive niched facade, reflects the growing sophistication of ancient Egyptian funerary design. The presence of imported goods, such as cedar wood from Lebanon, also highlights the extensive trade networks that existed during this period. The Third Dynasty saw the rise of other notable rulers, including King Sekhemkhet and King Sanakh's successor, King Kaba. Although their reigns were marked by significant architectural and artistic achievements, the historical record for this period is not as detailed as for later dynasties. As the Old Kingdom period progressed, the city of Abydos became increasingly associated with the cult of Osiris, the god of the afterlife. The mythological significance of Osiris, who was said to have been buried at Abydos, drew pilgrims and worshippers from across Egypt. The nearby Osiris Temple, which was rebuilt and expanded during the Third Dynasty, became a major center of worship and ritual activity. The temple's priests played a significant role in the development of ancient Egyptian funerary practices, with their elaborate rituals and ceremonies designed to ensure the safe passage of the deceased into the afterlife. The reign of King Huni, who ruled from approximately 2600 to 2575 BCE, marked the end of the Third Dynasty and the beginning of a new era in ancient Egyptian history. His successor, King Sneferu, would go on to found the Fourth Dynasty, which would see the construction of some of Egypt's most iconic monuments, including the pyramids at Giza. Although Abydos was not the site of these particular pyramids, the city's funerary traditions and architectural styles continued to influence the development of ancient Egyptian culture, shaping the course of history for centuries to come. The Fourth Dynasty saw the rise of powerful rulers, including King Sneferu and his son, King Khufu. These pharaohs oversaw the construction of massive pyramids, which would become iconic symbols of ancient Egyptian power and sophistication. Although Abydos was not directly involved in the construction of these pyramids, the city's priests and artisans continued to play a significant role in the development of funerary practices and rituals. The cult of Osiris, which had become closely associated with Abydos, remained a powerful force in ancient Egyptian religion, shaping the way people thought about death, the afterlife, and the role of the pharaoh. As the Fourth Dynasty progressed, the city of Abydos continued to thrive, with its priests and artisans playing a significant role in the development of funerary practices and rituals. One notable example from this period is the tomb of King Khafre, who ruled from approximately 2520 to 2494 BCE. Although his pyramid was built at Giza, His funerary complex included a temple dedicated to Osiris, highlighting the ongoing importance of Abydos in ancient Egyptian religious practices. The 5th dynasty saw the rise of powerful rulers, including King Usarkaf and King Sahure, who oversaw the construction of temples and pyramids that continued to reflect the influence of Abydos. The city's priests played a significant role in the development of the Egyptian pantheon, with the cult of Osiris remaining a central part of ancient Egyptian religion. One notable example from this period is the reign of King Unas, who ruled from approximately 2375 to 2345 BCE. His pyramid at Saqqara includes a series of spells and prayers known as the pyramid texts, which provide valuable insights into ancient Egyptian funerary practices and the role of Osiris in the afterlife. As the Old Kingdom period drew to a close, the city of Abydos continued to be an important center of worship and ritual activity. The cult of Osiris remained a powerful force in ancient Egyptian religion, with pilgrims and worshippers drawn to the city from across Egypt. The 6th dynasty saw the rise of powerful rulers, including King Teti and King Pepi II, who oversaw the construction of temples and tombs that continued to reflect the influence of Abydos. One notable example from this period is the tomb of King Pepi II, which includes a series of reliefs depicting the king's journey into the afterlife, accompanied by Osiris and other gods. The first intermediate period, which followed the collapse of the Old Kingdom, saw a significant decline in the power and influence of Abydos. The city was eventually abandoned and its temples and tombs were left to ruin. However, the legacy of Abydos lived on, with the cult of Osiris continuing to play a significant role in ancient Egyptian religion. The Middle Kingdom period saw a resurgence in the power and influence of Abydos, with the city being rebuilt and restored by pharaohs such as King Mentuhotep II and King Ahmose I. The New Kingdom period saw the rise of powerful rulers, including King Hatshepsut and King Thutmose III, who oversaw the construction of temples and tombs that continued to reflect the influence of Abydos. The 3rd intermediate period saw a significant decline in the power and influence of Abydos, with the city being eventually abandoned once again. The Ptolemaic period saw a resurgence in the power and influence of Abydos, with the city being rebuilt and restored by Greek rulers such as Ptolemy I and Ptolemy II. The Roman period saw the final decline of Abydos, with the city being eventually abandoned and left to ruin. Despite this, the legacy of Abydos continues to be felt, with the city's temples and tombs remaining an important part of ancient Egyptian history and culture. From its humble beginnings as a sacred burial ground to its rise as a powerful center of worship and ritual, Abydos has played a profound role in shaping the spiritual, cultural, and philosophical landscape of ancient Egypt. The city's enduring influence can be seen in the countless temples, tombs, and artifacts that still inspire wonder and awe today, a testament to the timeless power of human ingenuity and creativity. As the sands of time continue to shift and the tides of history ebb and flow, the legacy of Abydos remains a constant reminder of our shared heritage and the boundless potential of the human spirit. Thank you for joining me throughout this historical journey. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that, to understand the present, we must first understand the past.